Hey everybody, welcome to this live training on metabolism, fat burning, and the whole body health benefits of muscle. I'm trying to do live shows in this group every Thursday, same time, same place, different topic, and I always have something really that I want to dive deeper into, because so many of us start running and we just grab the free training program and it works. Like, the free training program works, but it doesn't teach us anything about our bodies. It doesn't teach us anything about how to truly get fit and lean and strong and really healthy. And that's what I'm here to do, fill in the gaps for you guys between the lines of those free training programs, so that you guys can truly build the fittest, strongest, healthiest bodies that you can, okay? And just getting started running is like the most important thing. You're all here because you've started. You're trying to start. You've maybe run in the past. Maybe you've hit a plateau in your weight. Maybe you've hit a plateau in your performance, and you want to do better. And that's amazing. And today we're going to talk about metabolism, fat burning, and whole body health benefits of muscle, okay? I love muscle. I love helping women understand the power and importance of muscle. And I love helping female runners specifically tweak their training and their mindset around muscle so that they can build it and reap the benefits of muscle, okay? And I also want you guys to understand how running and hormones impact our ability to maintain and build muscle. Okay, so those are the things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, and we're also going to talk about the menstrual cycle and how that affects your ability to push your workouts and get the results that you want. So why you need muscle. We're going to talk about women and muscle loss specifically. We're going to talk a bit about menopause. We're going to talk a bit about our menstrual cycles. We're going to talk about cardio and how that affects muscle, running, how that affects muscle. And then we're going to talk about how to build muscle. We're going to talk about the running mom's strategy towards building muscle, building fit, lean, strong, healthy, pro-fat burning runners' bodies, which is what I teach you to do inside my program, Muscles and Macros, when you train with me. And then I'm going to invite you guys to my 5-day muscle building bootcamp, which starts next week. If you haven't already joined the muscle building bootcamp, make sure you comment below and tell me I want in. We start Sunday with a live training, and workouts start on Monday, and they run Monday through Friday next week. And I have got loads of stuff to teach you. I'm going to give you guys 5 workouts, 5 days of coaching, 5 mini seminars. You guys are going to learn all about exactly what it takes to build lean muscle, and more than just learning about it, you're going to do it, and we're going to check in, and you're going to feel awesome, and you're going to get faster and stronger really fast in that program. You're going to really feel the power of these strength and power building workouts that I have planned for you. So if you haven't joined the 5-day muscle building bootcamp, make sure you comment below. And let's dive into our topic today. Why do you need muscle? Muscle, muscle, muscle. It is essential for women specifically, okay? As women beyond the age of 30, we are naturally losing 3% of our muscle mass per decade. This is really important, and I really want you guys to understand and hear me on this, and ask me questions if you have them. I think I'm seeing you guys on my live feed here. I'm going to open my computer as well, because sometimes not all the comments come through, so I just want to make sure that I'm seeing you guys when you got comments. But I really want you guys to understand this, because it's really important, and they don't really teach you this anywhere else. In the free training programs aren't teaching you this. As women beyond the age of 30, we are losing, because of our hormonal shifts, 3% of our muscle mass per decade. That starts to tank in our 40s and our 50s and our 60s. We naturally, because of our hormonal shifts with age, our hormones are primed for breaking down muscle, okay? And that's really important, because muscle is really important for everybody, but specifically for well, it's important for everybody. Muscle is important for everybody as we age, because it's what keeps us strong, right? It's what allows us to age healthy and be able to continue living and doing all the things we love. But it also it reduces our risk of injury, specifically as runners. When we're losing that muscle, as we're building the distances, we don't have the muscle to support our joints, to support good form, and then we go out of form, things rub, we get injured more often. Muscle is metabolically very active, and so that means muscle keeps our metabolism rate ramped up all day long. And if we're naturally losing muscle and we're reducing the amount of muscle on our body, that means our metabolism, our resting metabolic rate is going down. And a really common complaint of women is that as we get older, as we go through perimenopause and menopause, we start gaining fat and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just my genetics, it's just my age, I'm a woman, this is what happens. And the truth is it doesn't. What happens is we're losing muscle and our metabolic rate is going down. And then what a lot of women will do is, well, I better run more miles and I better eat less. I better cut carbs. I better go on a diet. And that actually makes it worse. You're going to lose muscle at a faster rate and you're going to downgrade your metabolism, your hormonal metabolism, because fat loss is actually an equation of hormones and a balancing of hormones as opposed to calories in, calories out, and the number of miles that you run. And so because we don't understand these connections, we run more, eat less, and lose more muscle. And so that metabolism gets downgraded even further, okay? So we want to tweak our training so that we're building muscle and not losing it. Muscle is gold. Muscle is also really important for insulin sensitivity. And muscle increases insulin sensitivity. And the more insulin sensitive you are, the better your body is able to burn fat. So we want all of these great qualities of muscle, right? But here's the thing, as women, we're naturally losing it. And so we also go into these years of babies, right? We're not training to build muscle when we're pregnant because our body is it's not designed to build muscle when we're building babies. It's designed to feed babies and grow babies. And then we labor babies, and then we nurse babies. And our bodies are not designed to build muscle while we're nursing babies. They're designed to nurse babies. And we're not sleeping during those years. And then we have another baby, and some of you have another, and maybe another or another and another. And so there's many years where we're not building muscle. And when we're over 30 with our hormones, we're actually naturally losing. And for most of us, our nutrition isn't like super dialed in. So, and our sleep and our lifestyle isn't super dialed in. So we're just not setting our bodies up to even hold the muscle we have. And we're just constantly, boom, boom, losing that muscle. So I would say that we probably lose more than 3% of that muscle mass beyond the age of 30 when we're having babies. Running long distances, you guys, running slow, steady distances is catabolic, which means it breaks down muscle. Running long distances, I love running. I'm a runner for sure, through and through. It's my thing. But I'm very open and I understand that running long distances doesn't build muscle. Physiologically, it can't. You're not pushing your body to an intensity high enough in the way physiologically required to build lean muscle. All right, so these are things we want to understand so that we can tweak our training and tweak our workouts and tweak our nutrition, our lifestyle to set us up to build that muscle so that we can build the fit, lean, strong, healthy, fat-burning body that we want. That's going to be healthy and strong for many, many decades ahead of us, because I plan on running. I plan on doing all kinds of crazy things as I get older, right? I plan on being very strong into my old age. And you guys, I'm a physical therapist, so I worked for 10 years in acute care. And I'll tell you, the people that I saw in there, the women had no muscle. They had no connection to their body. And so as you get older, this is like super aside that no one really thinks about, but that's when you start falling and you start breaking things and you don't have the muscle. And so those are the women that end up in the hospital breaking down as they get older. And then we want to build muscle so that we are the women who are still running in our 80s, right? We're still racing in our 80s. We're still hiking mountains and riding bikes and going on crazy excursions, which is what my plan is. And if I want to do that, I got to build muscle. I got to understand how to build it. I got to understand how my hormones impact it and how my training and nutrition impact my ability to either build muscle or lose muscle either burn fat or store fat, okay? So muscle is super important for all of us, especially as runners, right? As women, we're losing it. What else can I say? And the other thing is, as women, as we get older, we can keep going long because the muscle required to go long, those are your type 1 muscle fibers. Those are your endurance fibers. We lose the type 2 fibers first. The type 2 are the power and like the strength part of the muscles, the part of the muscle that gives you more size, that gives you more lean muscle mass. So we're losing those first, which is why we can keep running long as we get older, but we slow down and we're not pushing. Yeah, we slow down and we lose the muscle. We lose the amount of muscle we have, and we lose the power and strength of those contractions. And so that's where that metabolism goes down, because we need more muscle, okay? Not the type 1, but the type 2 fibers. And so we need to be training specifically to build up, maintain at least, or build up those type 2 muscle fibers, okay? Because the more muscle you have, the more metabolically active your body is all the time. The stronger you are, the more injury-proof you are, the more insulin sensitive you are, the more your body can burn fat, okay? And that's the reality. I want a fat-burning body at all ages. That does not mean that I need to look a certain size. It doesn't mean I need to weigh a certain weight. It just means I need to feel good in my body and feel strong. I need to be able to push workouts. I need to be really happy with myself. Okay, like let's be clear what that means. And it's really important to me, and I love having that conversation with people, okay? So let's talk about, we talked about cardio. All the cardio in the world, all the miles in the world will not build lean muscle. Again, it won't, because it's not an intensity high enough and hard enough and powerful enough to stimulate that muscle breakdown to the point where then we're going to build it back up again. We're going to talk about how to build muscle, but endurance is great for bone health. Cardio is great for cardiovascular health. Absolutely. Cardio is great for emotional health. Absolutely. But it is not at an intensity high enough to build lean muscle. We have to understand that and just look to the science of that, because that's the science. Okay, I didn't make this up. This is just the way it is. And again, I love running and I love helping you guys run. I help you love running strong and building lean muscle to support your goals, because running will get you weight loss when you start. Most people, when they start, oh my God, they get addicted to running and they drop some initial weight. Absolutely, because when you're not doing anything and all of a sudden you start running, you've ramped up your body's output, right? From doing nothing, you're doing something. It feels good. It's good for your heart. You build endurance. You can go further. You feel amazing. You get the runner's high. But then you hit a plateau or you get injured, right? So people will say to me, well, I started running and it did really good, but now I've hit a plateau. I haven't really lost any more weight. In fact, I'm running a marathon now and I'm gaining weight, and or 80% of runners get injured, okay? And so that's because most are not doing the strength and the muscle building work. For you to continue, so running will get you that initial, but again, it's not building the muscle. You need to ramp up the metabolism all the time, okay? So we gotta run, but we also gotta do strategic workouts to build the muscle. Homeschooling, summer school. I've lost my train of thought a little bit. Right, so running is great at first, and getting started is the most important thing. I love running. I think everybody should be able to run between 5 to 10K comfortably and be able to drop a 10K anytime, any place. I think that's like a nice base endurance fitness level. But if you want to ramp that metabolism up, injury-proof your body, and become a pro-fat burning machine and get super fit and lean as a runner, we've got to be also doing the strength work, because running's not enough, okay? So how do we, I made notes, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So how do we build muscle? Okay, I said running doesn't build muscle. Running will strengthen those type 1 fibers, which will allow you to keep going a long time. Running is great for your cardiovascular health. It's great for your mental health. It's great for your bone health. So we definitely want to do it. But how do we build muscle? Okay. We push our bodies to fatigue. In my programs, we use HIIT workouts, 30-minute HIIT workouts. We use core workouts. We use burst workouts. And I'll talk about these specifically in a bit. Burst workouts are your more specific form of strength training for runners. But we got to push to fatigue. And that does not mean, these workouts are short. They're short and they're intense. We push those muscles to fatigue. You can either lift heavy weight, which is awesome, but I don't go to a gym. I don't have a gym. I don't have time to get to a gym. We use body weight. They're also very effective. You're not going to, if you want to build a bodybuilder's physique, if you want the physique of a bodybuilder, then you have to go to the gym and lift super heavy weights, like super heavy weights. Most women were not lifting heavy enough to build that kind of muscle anyways, but that's how you do it. I prefer full body, dynamic, which means like we're moving, we're doing all kinds of things. And I prefer at-home workouts that I can do anywhere that will build me a fit and functional, athletic and powerful body. That's why I use at-home, very functional workouts. And we do Tabata workouts, which are 20 seconds on, pushing super hard, 10 seconds rest, repeating. We do 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, or 50 seconds on. Like we do different styles of workouts using our body weight only. And that's very effective at building functional, lean muscle so we can ramp up metabolism. But we got to push to fatigue. So first of all, when you're getting started, you've got to push but maintain good form, which is really important. And then you push. And the women here who know me know that I always say these workouts don't get easier, you get stronger, you push harder. But the point is that you're pushing for short amount of time hard, and then you're getting tired, like you're like, oh my God, I can't do another push-up, like I am done. And then you're gonna rest and recover, okay, and shake that out. All right, so you gotta push to fatigue to build lean muscle. Strength training should be done 2 to 3 times a week. Once a week will get you results. A lot of people they'll feel stronger from once a week. A lot of that is from the neuromuscular connections that you're gonna make. But you want to be doing strength workouts 2 to 3 times a week for best results. You've got to change the workouts up. Okay, if you do the same 3 moves all the time, if you do the same thing all the time, your body gets used to it. It adapts, it adjusts, and you don't get the benefit of it. Just like running, it's like we're running. If we just run the same 3K all the time, you would get no benefit from that because your body gets used to it, and so we run more, and so we run more. And so your body gets adapted to that, and you don't get the same benefit that you used to get. And so that's what happens when people start running, and then they run and run and run. They're like, okay, well, it worked first, and now I'm here, and I'm not getting the results I need, so I better run more, and I better eat less. And that's how a lot of people, because we just don't know. No one's telling us, and most of the diet world is telling us to. And the running world is like, we get addicted to running, and so we think, yeah, to be better and to get better results, and to get more weight loss or fat loss, I should probably just run longer and eat less. And I'll tell you that happened to me. Like, I know this stuff, but I wasn't implementing it. It was like I had this baby brain, and I just wanted my body back after baby. And so I just ran and ran and ran, and I cut and cut and cut foods. And I got to a point where I got injured. I was exhausted and sugar craving and irritable and brain fog and just super frustrated in how I felt. And I thought that I should run more. You know what? I just have to run more. I'm going to train for a marathon, and I'm going to just, cut carbs. I'm just going to buy these shakes so I don't have to eat food. I'm going to not have breakfast. I'm going to intermittent fast. And that just made everything worse. And I remember looking at myself in the mirror one day, like kind of slumped over, and I was like a shell of who I used to be. And I remember looking at myself and going, I miss my lean arms. Like my muscle is all gone. Yeah, I was skinny. My hip bones were sticking out, but I was exhausted. I was sick all the time. I was injured. I was dragging my butt through my workouts. I was I was exhausted. I just remember, and I remember that moment where I actually had ordered this huge box of supplements because I'm like, I just need something to help me get my energy back up, something to help me push through these workouts. It never occurred to me to like learn how to eat food properly and strength train properly. So I bought all this stuff and I opened the box and I was like, this can't be the answer. All like supplementing my whole regime. I closed the box up and I sent it back, and I don't even think I ever got a refund for all, and I let it go. That was like this pinnacle piece of my post-baby life that I remember. My knee was super busted. My body was just, I was not happy in it. I did not feel good in it. I was exhausted in it, and I missed my muscle. And so I got back to strength training because I couldn't run anymore. And I needed to rehab my knee and my core because I was peeing when I ran, and I had a huge vesicus recti and my abdominal contents were being pushed out. That's a whole other story. But I was like, okay, well, I better start to strengthen this up and learn to eat properly. And that's what I did. I did a bunch of research. I started to eat properly. I got my macros dialed in. I started to do serious strength training. I was lucky I had access to a gym, but mostly what I did at the gym was body weight exercises. And I also had access to a bike because I couldn't run, but I also only had 30 minutes over my lunchtime because I used to run to work my 10 kilometers, and then I used to run long on the weekends. So I'd be running 10 kilometers 3 or 4 times a day, and then my long run on the weekends. And I was only running long. And so I couldn't do that anymore because I couldn't run. And so I was in that gym, I had 30 minutes, I could get on the bike, and I sprinted my ass off. I found all these sprint workouts, and I sprinted, and I changed it up all the time. And I did strength work to rehab my knee, rehab my core, and I knew that I could work on my arms. I knew that I could do other strength workouts, and I did because I needed to move, I needed to push, I needed to sweat. And what happened over that 6 months of rehab, of strength training, was I got really fit. And I blew my own mind. I was like, holy shit, look at my body. Like, it's completely transformed because I was strength training and not just running miles and putting my body into that catabolic state where it was breaking muscle down. And I run now. I run long on the weekend. But during the week, I've always continued to strength train, right? I lost track there. That was a long story. And so that's how Muscles and Macros was born, which is my signature 4-week program for other women who are runners and are like, I'm stuck, I'm injured, I'm plateaued, I want muscle, I want to get fit, I want my body to start burning fat, I want to stop craving sugar, I want to get in control of my food. Please help me. That's what Muscles and Macros. So we push your body we push those muscles to fatigue. We strength train 2 to 3 times a week. We change it up. Every workout is a little bit different, whether it's different exercises, different combinations, different interval sessions. Sleep becomes a priority when you're trying to build muscle because your human growth hormone is the highest at night. And so you're breaking that muscle down. You're feeding it, which nutrition becomes very important when you want to build muscle. So it's not just the workouts. You want to push it hard. You want to fuel it and feed it up in the kitchen. We talk about fueling and nourishing our bodies and our muscles inside Muscles and Macros. And then we sleep because sleep is when it's going to all come together. We're going to rest. We're going to rejuvenate. Human growth hormones going. It's replenishing. It's building those muscles up, right? All of that is important for building muscle, okay? Inside of my programs, inside of Muscles and Macros, we are runners, which is what makes them really unique. And so the workouts that I give you are designed to not just help you build muscle, functional muscle, not like big, huge, bulky gym muscles. I don't help you sculpt a physique athlete's body. It's not what I do. You need the gym, you need heavy weights. That's not my style. That's not even what I want for my body. I want a strong, powerful, fit, athletic body that can move with power, that can sprint, that can do hills, that can hike, that can bike, that can keep up with my kids, is injury proof, that can do all the different dynamic movements. It's very important to me. So we do full body dynamic HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training workouts. We do burst workouts, sprints essentially, different, all kinds of different ones, super fun. And those are the most specific type of strength training, power specific training that female runners can do. It's going to help you set, like, I know no one cares about their paces, but you will start setting PRs that you don't believe that you can hit, and you're going to hit them easier. Even on the days you don't feel like running, you're going to set PRs and go like, holy moly, like, look how fast I am. I'm like, yeah, because you're strength training and you've been burst training. We also do core training, really specific runner postpartum core training. Your core is the foundation of your strength. It's like the foundation of your house, right? If you have to have a strong foundation in your house to build the walls and put the roof on and put the windows in. And if you built your house on mud, right, on boggy ground, your house would fall over. It would crack, right? The windows would shatter. Things would be breaking all the time because it's not built on a sturdy surface. Your core is your body's sturdy surface. And if you don't build up that core nice and powerfully strong, the way a runner truly needs, then you're building it on a boggy surface. And so you're running out of good form. That's why most people get injured, because they don't have that core strength. So we got to build that core strength. And that does not mean Kegels. That does not mean crunches. It's functional, dynamic core workouts specifically made for runners, but even more specifically made for female runners who have had babies. Whether your baby is 6 months, 6 years, 16 years, our bodies are forever changed after babies. And crunches are not the answer. So we do a lot of really functional, dynamic core work in all different positions. And once you understand the core work and the connection and the breath work, then every strength exercise becomes core work. Every power session becomes also core work. Every run is core work. All of life is core work when you make that connection, okay? But we make that connection first. And then, of course, food. I talked briefly, you got to feed your body. If we are only training, and this was me, okay? And I know that this is a lot of you. And I love talking about nutrition. And I think it's important that we have these conversations because they're not being had in a lot of places, especially the intermittent fasting run group. I'm really sorry, but I think that Facebook group should be shut down. It's dangerous for people. Food is fuel. Food is what nourishes everything about you. Your brain, your heart, your hair, your skin, your eyes, your digestive tract, everything, your muscles, everything. You need food, okay? So if you are running loads and training hard, you equally have to be prioritizing food. And what I see with a lot of runners, especially us busy women, and women who have potentially for decades been following diet mentality and different diets throughout the years, we train hard and we don't really eat nearly enough. And everybody right now is telling you to intermittent fast and cut carbohydrates. And as a runner who wants to build a fit, lean, strong, healthy, pro-fat burning body, as a runner who is pushing her body hard to extremes, you need food. You need all the macronutrients. You need the micronutrients. And you need them in the right macro balance at the right times for the right reasons. Otherwise, you mess up your hormones. And when you mess up your hormones, your body goes into fat storage mode. You get cravings, you get brain fog, you get irritable, and you're exhausted all the time. And you get injured and you get sick. And one of the reasons I don't like fasting, and I don't like talking about fasting in this community, is that you guys are pushing your bodies hard. And when a runner, especially a female runner who is already struggling with food, hears, oh, I should intermittent fast because that'll help me burn more fat, she hears eat less food. She's already training hard and she hears eat less food. So now she's not eating breakfast and she's training hard in the morning, and then she's not eating again after because life gets busy. And I know that happens. It happens to me all the time. I get my workout done, then all of a sudden I'm home and life's hitting me and I don't have time to eat. And you throw intermittent fasting on there, so now you're not eating before your workout, you're not nourishing before, now you're not nourishing after, and then in the back of your head you're like, oh, I'm intermittent fasting, this must really be working. And the truth is it's not. When you're pushing those workouts, you're undernourishing your body. You're ramping up cortisol, you're messing up ghrelin, you're messing up insulin, you're messing up leptin. When those hormones are out of whack because of overtraining, undereating, and often loads of stress in our life and not sleeping enough, our hormones are completely unbalanced, and our blood sugars remain high, our insulin remains high, and that causes our body to store fat. We're turning down the fat burning hormones, and we're turning on the fat storing hormones. We're also using muscle to fuel our body, and we're losing more muscle. We want to be building it, but now we're losing it because we're running too much, we're not strength training, and we're barely eating. And I see this happening over and over and over. And I really want to help you guys end that cycle and really learn to love and appreciate and just get obsessed with fueling your body really well, because it works. You don't have to cut out macronutrients. You don't have to give up all of the food. You have to understand food, and you have to know how to use it as a tool to build that healthy body, to build that lean muscle, to power up your metabolism. It's not calories in versus calories out. Your body is not a bank account. It is a chemistry lab. And I don't count calories, but I make sure my plates are balanced, and I make sure they're timed around my workouts, because I want balanced blood sugars. I want balanced ghrelin. I want leptin working properly. I want insulin and cortisol where they need to be, so that my body is in optimum condition to be really healthy. And a healthy body is a healthy metabolism. A healthy body takes the food you eat and uses it up. A healthy body has energy. A healthy body can get through the day without napping. And a healthy body doesn't crave sugar all the time, okay? Or salty things, or crackers and chips, because that's still craving carbohydrates, okay? A healthy body needs all the macronutrients, okay? Okay, so that's how you build muscle, and I teach you how to do that. I have a course, a quick video course that I think is really easy and interesting to go through. Then you get full training plans, and then you get full macro-balanced meal plans, and then you get Alexandra, who's a holistic nutritionist, the Running Mom's holistic nutritionist, and I there every single day to help you implement and answer your questions as you go. But before I talk more about that and what's coming up next week in the 5-day muscle building bootcamp, let's talk a little bit about the impact of perimenopause and menopause on muscle building and your health and your ability to ramp up your metabolism, your ability to burn fat, on your health. You lose muscle, like I said, at a rate of 3% beyond 30, and you lose it even faster. What does it say here? In your 50s and 70s, you're losing muscle even faster because of hormones, okay? And often decades of dieting. So your hormones aren't set up to build muscle. And that means that it is, yes, harder for you to build muscle. Yes, your body is going into fat storage mode because your metabolism is going down, but that does not mean it's impossible. I don't like when we say, oh, I'm just 40 or I'm just 50 and I'm just 60, so this is how it has to be. It just means you need to listen to the science, and you need to tweak your training, and you need to tweak your eating. And I think the older we get, the more not intense, that's not the right word, but the more we need to learn the science and adapt it to our body, the more we need to be coachable, the more we need to train for muscle building and power, and the better we need to dial in our nutrition. Because if you keep going on that trajectory and losing muscle and having insulin go all over the place, you're at risk of a lot of health conditions and a loss of doing the things that you love. And we don't want that. So perimenopause and menopause you're not doomed. It just means you've got to tweak your training, and you've got to take it more seriously than you had to earlier in your life. Because in my 20s, I could run and drink a bottle of wine and eat a pizza and still run a half marathon without a problem. but that's not how it is for us. And that doesn't mean you have to. It just means you can't feel bad about yourself and the results that you're getting, and you can't blame it on your age as you get older. You can't define yourself. I don't know if that's the right word. I just see a lot of people just not understanding the science, and that's not your fault because no one's teaching you guys the science. Everyone's just saying run, 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 get more medals, like count your miles, track them up. No one's telling you because what happens is people come to me, they're like, well, Carrie, I've been running for a long time. I'm running marathons, I'm not eating carbs, I'm on keto, I'm intermittent fasting, and I'm not losing weight. I'm gaining weight, especially around my midsection, and I don't feel good about it. And that's where there's a discrepancy. It's like what you want isn't in alignment with how you're training. And I'm just here to help you bridge that gap between what you want and how you're training and how you're eating and how you're understanding how your body works. Because if you can understand how your body works and you get like clear and you talk about what it is that you want, then we can tweak your training and help you optimize what you've got, right? Because if I would have, in my years of early babies, when I was running and hardly eating and cutting carbs and getting injured and sick and brain fog, and I had eczema all over my body and I was drinking loads of wine, like if I had kept going down that trajectory and never learning and never tweaking my training, I would be who I am today. I would be somebody very different. Physical health affects my mental health, because the way I was eating and training was not healthy. And I'm really glad that I made those changes. And I'm obsessed with helping other women also make those changes, which is why Running Moms, this community, and my training programs exist. Okay? I have a current program right now. This program started, most of these women started with the 5-day strength building bootcamp, which is next week. And I want you guys all in the strength training bootcamp next week, training with me for a week, testing out my workouts, seeing what it's like. I've got videos for you guys. So most people start here. They love it. They feel super stronger. They start setting PRs. They're just standing up taller, because we work on core, and when you're using your muscles, you're waking them up, and so they all start working better, and you're like, oh my God, I just feel so much more energy and strength. And then they go into muscles and macros, which is my 4-week full-on strength and macronutrition program, because remember, I said to build lean muscle, you got to change the workouts up. You got to keep challenging your body with different workouts, different paces, different interval sets, and you got to dial in those macros, and we teach you how to do that inside the program. So most people start there, and then they come here, and I have to just read you this because the current program is in week 3, day 4. Women get incredible results from this program really quickly, some of them not, and there's different reasons for that. We can talk about that in another call, but I have to share with you what this woman said, and she said it's okay that I share, so I'm going to read it. I just have to pull it up. Lisa's in the program. I think she's got some good things to say as well. But I'll let you share that. Week 3, day 4. Okay. And so every day in the group, there's a post and everyone checks in. It helps stay focused. But Janelle, it's her first round of the program, and she said, I'm truly feeling fantastic. I did burst intervals without expectations of having my fastest pace to date, and I've been so much hungrier this week, and I'm seeing lean muscle develop in my chicken legs, and I'm loving it. This program has changed my mindset and my life. I feel like I always struggled with some form of disordered eating. I'm eating better. I cry when I read these, okay? I'm eating better, more, and intentionally now. I feel throughout, I am truly amazed by how stable, strong, and energized I feel throughout the day. No day is perfect, and I no longer expect or strive for perfect. Celebrating progress is where it's at. And I love that. I know runners very, very, very well. I know women. I've been working with women for almost 20 years now, and I'm telling you, all walks of life, I mean, all age ranges of life, right up until palliative care. And women always struggle with food. They always struggle with this low-lying, disordered eating, disordered relationship with food and body. And I remember when I worked in joint replacements, you guys, that was probably where it really hit me. These women were having their joints replaced, and they really thought, and they still were obsessed about the weight. They were just still obsessed about the weight, more than the surgery rehab or the strength gains. And I would ask, well, what are you eating? And they're like, well, I'm not eating much. I'm on the keto diet, or I'm just skipping meals, and it's not working. And that low-lying level of disordered eating and weight obsession, without understanding the real science, because celebrity diets and fad diets are in our face all the time, without any education on how your body actually works, that these women have been stuck for an entire life struggling with food. My program will get you out of that struggle and stepping into your body and an energy level and a strength level and a love for your body and respect for your body that you've never felt before, like Janelle, okay? And I have so many testimonials. That just came up today, so I wanted to read that. Okay, so you guys, what's happening next? Next week, I'm leading the 5-day strength building bootcamp. 5 days, 5 workouts, 5 mini training sessions. We're gonna talk more about HIIT. We're gonna talk more about burst. We're gonna talk more about core. We're gonna talk more about macros. And we're gonna talk more about inflammation and hormones in a way that's gonna help you guys go from exhausted, sugar craving, holding weight or putting on weight, especially in your midsection, and frustrated and confused with food, to energized, powered up, building lean muscle, nourished, fit, powerful, athletic, pro-fat burning, okay? 5-day challenge starts next week. If you have not gotten into that, I'll post the link below to join. It's just happening in a different Facebook group. And then the week after that is the next round of muscles and macros, where we're gonna take all that information, you're gonna get more workouts, and you're gonna get full-on nutrition training, nutrition coaching, meal plans, and all the resources and support and community you need to take the action that you need to get results, okay? Because knowledge is nothing without action, and action is where most of us struggle, because Google is full of information, but we're not always able to put the work in, because life happens. And yes, life happens, especially right now, life freaking happens. But I think now more than ever is a great time to lean into your health. It's a great time to learn about your body. It's a great time to take action, okay? Do you guys have any questions? I'm right here for you, okay? I think I've got battery life left. I'm not sure. Oh, I just lost my, there's my light. Okay, do you guys have questions? Muscle building, super important, absolutely essential, gold for women for so many reasons. But running alone does not build it, okay? You gotta incorporate proper strength training at an intensity that's high enough, 2 to 3 days a week. We got to change it up all the time to keep our body guessing. We got to rest it up. We got to recover it, and we got to fuel it. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? This is so fun. Thanks everyone who's here live. That's super cool. And for anyone who's catching the replay, I completely get that getting on live is really difficult during the day. I work from home, so we're going to be doing a talk like this every week. Most weeks, I think. Most weeks. I think I should never say all the time, but I really am striving to educate you guys in here. And I'm obsessed. I truly think every single one of you need to go through my program if you're in my group. This is not a group that's just about building miles. It's not. Because what did I say? Building miles doesn't help you get really fit, strong, and healthy. It's great for your bone health, it's great for cardiovascular health, but I want you to be healthy and strong holistically on every level. And so That's what I teach you in Muscles and Macros. And it's my foundational program. Every runner should go through this program. It's actually like my mission that every female runner go through one round of this program so they can reprogram, rewire their brain around exercise and food. They can start to build lean muscle and feel that power and energy, because it's an awesome feeling and it's setting you up to build a healthy body for life. Okay. Okay. Awesome, you guys. I'm gonna let you go. Have a great day. If you have any questions, just post them below. If you're on the replay, just post replay. If you want to join the 5-day challenge, I'll put it below. And if you're like, damn it, Carrie, I need into Muscles and Macros. I need into the next round. I'm not waiting again and missing and letting another month go by where I see everybody else getting results and I'm just sitting here confused, struggling with my cravings. Then just join the program. The next round is starting soon, starting August 3rd. So it's filling up already, just so rad. I love when people sign up early, because those who sign up early tend to get the very best results, because they're like, damn, I'm in. I want to do this. I want to get strong. I want to get fit. I want to train with Carrie. Let's do this. And I love that. That's my intensity, you guys. Sorry about that. But I'm also like, I often think I'm like the running yogi, because I'm very intense, but I'm also very gentle, and I really listen to my body, and I really encourage you guys to do the same. So it's like this weird yogi philosophy with like the crazy intensity of a career-driven, goal-driven, runner-driven type A person. It's a very strange combination. It's how I encourage you all. That's what I try to keep all of you guys, are try to rewire all your brains to do. Yes, every runner needs to go through the program. I thought I was doing all the things right, but Carrie has taught me so much. Awesome, Lisa. I'm so happy for you. This is just, so many people just tell me the program is life-changing. And I love that. Signing up for the first time is always really scary, because you're like, oh my God, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of, someone messaged me the other day. She said, well, do I have to meal prep? I said, well, you have to think about food. I mean, that's the problem, is that we're not thinking about food. And so when we're not planning for food, then we're planning to not eat food. And if we're not eating food, then we're not getting results. We have to plan. We have to think ahead. That's part of the program. It's not easy at first, but it gets easy, sort of. I mean, food prep is the worst. It's the hardest. Every week you have to prep it, and then 2 days later, it's all gone, and you got to do it again. But that's life. Like, we can either do it or not do it. You know, we can either thrive or not thrive. We can either get super fit or not get super fit. Like, these are just like choices we get to make, you know? Anyways, I should probably stop talking because I'm rambling now. I'm going to let you guys go. I've got like loads of messages hitting my inbox right now, which I love. Send me messages. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I see you in the 5-day strength building bootcamp.